In this video, the top 5 most dangerous everyday toxins for someone with CKD stage 3, 4, and 5 and how to get rid of them fast. Gathering here, we know today that people with chronic kidney disease can improve their GFR. And I want you to keep this in mind because there are studies to prove it. And today, I want to focus on what really works for every single kidney disease sufferer. Because you see, when you think about your kidneys, you should imagine them like a strainer. They filter what they need to and let go of the rest. There are, however, 5 substances, 5 toxins that should never be in our systems because they can punch right through our precious strainers, creating damage. These are 5 toxins that anyone with kidney problems, especially people in stage 4 and 5 pre-dialysis, should always do their best to avoid. And I've personally met people that, after being able to get rid of these toxins such as uremic toxins, creatinine, and urea nitrogen, were able to see a huge improvement in GFR already at their next test. Yes, today we will see some of the most effective ways to get rid of these dangerous toxins fast and to achieve a better kidney function fast. Let's start now. The very first thing we want to take care of is Day 1. Oxalates. Oxalates are natural compounds found in many veggies like spinach, rhubarb, beets, but also in nuts, seeds, chocolate, tea, and wheat bran. Now, oxalates are important for us because they may be causing the production of one of those toxins that are responsible for kidney damage, calcium oxalate formations. Because if we think about the strainer metaphor I was making earlier, well, one thing that can for sure punch through our filters is kidney stones. Question: how can we make sure that our risk for oxalate formations in the kidneys is as low as possible? Well, while there are some people out there that will tell you to completely avoid high oxalate foods, I'm not of the same advice.
People can't tolerate their sweet potatoes. No, at some level, we're all being somewhat harmed.
Wait, what?
By the way, I debunked most of her claims in my recent video up here and also down in the description if you miss it. So she says that all plants are toxic because they have oxalates and that anyone with kidney disease is supposed to stop eating plants. But will that help with kidney stones? Well, not really. You see, we know today that dietary oxalate is responsible for only a small part of the oxalate we excrete through the kidneys. And also, as this review of studies published on the American Journal of Renal Physiology points out, there is a lack of clinical studies showing that decreasing oxalate intake lowers the frequency of stone recurrence. There is no reason, in my opinion, to limit oxalate consumption in cases that are not extreme. I mean, people that have recurring kidney stones or those that need to limit water intake may consider a low oxalate diet, but only as a part of a larger strategy to limit calcium oxalate formation. So, what really works to limit the risks of oxalate? Rather than limiting high oxalate foods that are super healthy, by the way, focus on your hydration. Oxalates can concentrate in the kidneys only when we are dehydrated, so make sure you are drinking enough water every day. And also, get more calcium regularly. So whenever you eat foods such as spinach, rhubarb, beets, legumes, and nuts, consider adding a source of calcium. And while there are just a few foods naturally rich in calcium that are good for a renal diet, including bok choy and broccoli, taking a calcium supplement may also help. A trick many patients are taking advantage of is taking Tums at their main meals. Calcium carbonate, often known as Tums, sticks to oxalates in the gut, preventing it from reaching the kidneys. So consult your nephrologist about that. Because this would also help us with the next toxin we need to take care of. This is something that anyone with kidney disease should be really limiting. Now guys, if you think this video is interesting, consider giving it a like and also sharing it with a friend. Day 2. Phosphorus. Phosphorus is way more dangerous than oxalate because while not everyone with kidney problems is sensitive to oxalates, everyone would need to limit their phosphorus intake. So if your aim is to improve your GFR, especially in stage 3 and 4, you absolutely need to be careful with phosphorus intake. In all kidney patients, too much phosphorus can cause a long list of serious problems: muscle cramps, bone and joint problems, but also heart attacks, strokes, and a faster decline in kidney function. Yes, studies are linking higher serum phosphate levels to a higher mortality rate. Question: what really works to limit the risks of phosphorus? In the past, it was recommended to limit the intake of all the foods containing phosphorus, vegetables included. Today, we know that this recommendation is outdated and it only causes more problems because, as the current guideline for nutrition in CKD points out, restricting phosphorus intake without monitoring phosphorus levels never worked. So in order to make sure that your phosphorus levels are never outside parameters, there are two strategies that actually work. First, completely avoid the consumption of meat, fish, poultry, dairy, and anything containing phosphate as an additive. This is a valid recommendation to anyone with kidney disease, excluding people on dialysis. Do not worry, on the other hand, about plant-based foods containing phosphorus. And you see, this not only works way better than trying to count the milligrams of phosphorus you take in every day, it's also a lot easier. So, we have seen two easy ways to overcome the dangers associated with two of the most critical toxins for the kidneys. The third day, we are going to take care of another source of kidney toxins you come in contact with every day. Day 3. Acidity. Some people can munch on meat and junk foods all day and not feel a thing, but if you have a reduced kidney function, unfortunately, you're not one of them. But that's not too bad. Eating healthier can help with a lower GFR, which means your kidneys can't handle too much acid. You need to be careful about what you eat and choose foods that are good for your health. You see, studies found out that when we start replacing acid-forming foods with alkaline-producing foods, it's actually possible to stop the decline of GFR. Even people in stage 4 can stop GFR decline and, in some cases, restore some of their GFR when they replace acidic foods with alkaline ones. And incidentally, the foods that are the most acid-forming are also some of the foods that are higher in phosphorus, which is something good because by avoiding meat, fish, dairy, and junk foods, you can help your health in several ways. Question: what really works for acidity? Now, there are various strategies to achieve a better acid-alkaline balance in the body. While limiting the consumption of acidic foods such as meat, processed foods, and junk food in general is something everyone needs to do, there is a supplement that can also help. Well, there are two actually. First of all, sodium bicarbonate. This is a real medicine for people with kidney disease, meaning that nephrologists will actually prescribe you sodium bicarbonate if you have metabolic acidosis. And then there is an underrated alternative to sodium bicarbonate that's maybe as effective but safer: magnesium supplements. You see, many kidney disease sufferers will benefit from supplementing magnesium because it's a common deficiency. And what not many people know about magnesium is that it can also help reducing the acidity in the body, which directly protects the kidneys. Seriously, there are so many ways in which magnesium can help your kidneys. If you are not supplementing magnesium already, you should really learn about it. This is why I've made a full video about this recently. It's up here if you miss it, and also down in description. Up next, day 4, we have seen some of the worst kidney damaging toxins we can get from our food. Well, there is something out there that's worse than both phosphorus and acidity. We will take care now of sugar. Yeah, sugar is a toxin, and not just if you are diabetic. And I know that this may seem controversial for some, but I believe that for certain people, a zero added sugar diet may be the best option. Now, this is not something currently recommended by the guideline for the nutrition in CKD. This is me recommending this to you. So take it with a grain of salt, but also consider that I've been advocating the low protein diet years before it became the rule. And I believe that, just like I was right about how reducing protein intake can protect the kidneys, I'm also right about added sugar. But keep in mind that I'm talking about added and processed sugar here, not natural sugar you may find in fruits and veggies. So question, why should you limit sugar? Yes, I know it's not easy, but there are many reasons why I would recommend someone already avoiding meat and dairy to also avoid anything containing sugar. Well, first of all, because of diabetes. And it's not just that. There is convincing evidence that sugar won't just cause unwanted insulin spikes. It can also increase bad cholesterol, inflammation, high blood pressure, even more than sodium, by the way, and consequently risk for heart and kidney problems. This is true for anyone, by the way. And sugar consumption can also make you gain weight because it causes cravings. So, a lot of benefits from avoiding just one thing. Now, if you watch my recent videos, I've talked about the possible benefits of a diet that I do not recommend, the keto diet. But you know, the keto diet may have certain health benefits. It may help with diabetes, with weight loss, and cholesterol levels, and it surely helps with food cravings. There are, however, many dangers and unwanted effects of the keto that make it not a good choice, especially for those with diabetes or kidney problems. Now, here's the thing. They don't want you to know about the keto diet. A recent study compared it to a low GI personalized diet, a diet that doesn't completely cut all carbs, just high glycemic carbs such as sugar and ultra-processed grains. In this study, the low GI diet group had lost significantly more weight than the ketogenic diet group. The low GI diet group also had significantly greater improvements in total cholesterol, HDL cholesterol, and fasting glucose compared to the ketogenic diet group. So it looks like the keto folks completely misunderstood the reason why their diet kinda helped. It was not the whole avoiding fruit part, it was just the avoiding sugar part that helped. And this is, in my opinion, very interesting for us because, you know, you cannot do a keto diet if you have CKD, especially in the advanced stages. But you can definitely limit sugar and ultra-processed carbs consumption and still get all the benefits. And that's great in my opinion. Now, completely avoiding sugar is not something I recommend to everyone, clearly, because not everyone needs to lose weight, and a little bit of sugar is not the end of the world for someone that maybe is struggling to keep their weight up. One more toxin to take care of, the most dangerous one. This is the kind of toxin that creates most of the symptoms linked to CKD. Day 5. Creatinine. Creatinine is one of the main uremic toxins. Removing it before it can do damage means directly improving GFR. This is why finding ways to remove this toxin naturally on a daily basis is something I always recommend. And what I prefer to use to do that is acacia fiber. Acacia fiber is the gum that's naturally exuded by the acacia tree, and it has the ability to absorb scores such as creatinine, urea, nitrogen, and uremic toxins directly in the intestine before they get in the system. This effect is so powerful it was used in 9 people in stage 5. They were only given acacia fiber and that lowered their creatinine levels so efficiently that some of them were able to go on for years without the need for renal replacement therapy. Now guys, if you want to know more about acacia fiber, there is a link down in the description where you can buy it from the best brands and also find all the info you need about it. Check it out! Or you can watch my video about it up here. And this is all for today. Thank you for watching. God bless you all.